Okay. Cheeky little sip sip. Okay. Alright.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Good evening and welcome back to Sam's Rant. Happy New Year. I know it's late. I know we all have this whole thing of, okay guys, like we've been past Valentine's Day. We can't be saying compliments of the season. But alas, it's the first time I'm actually recording one that I'm gonna upload. I've been a couple, two. I've been two, but you know what? Let's get back into. We're gonna get back into the swing of things. I decided that you know what? Fuck it. We're just gonna reel them off, right? So, compliments. Welcome back to Sam's Rant, the first one for 2024. I've got a little bit to get off my chest, so get comfy. We won't be too long, but please, as always, I hope you all enjoy. Manchester United. So, in my new home abode, got a little bit of a. I need to put something behind me. I'm hoping to put like a Man United flag or something. But before we talk about the game, I did see we have a new CEO. Give me 2 seconds. I just forget his name. Hey, editing Sam here. So this is obviously from the time of recording, which was on Sunday. It's Tuesday, the 18th today. I've just recently learned that Dan Ashwell, who's currently Newcastle's director of football, it's basically confirmed that he's going to come to Man United. He's been put on gardening leave. So in the video, just be mindful that when I was referring to Mr. Barada, I knew he was going to come in as CEO, but obviously he'll be acting director of football. He's not going to let Murta continue, right? That makes no sense. And obviously we were waiting for the news of whether Mr. Ashwell will come through or not. So, editing Sam, keep that in mind. Bless. Second now. Not CEO, director of football. Omar Barada. Yes, Omar Barada. Okay, I know nothing about him. I haven't even looked him up yet, but I'm glad that now that Sir Jim Beglin has finally given the Glazers a portion, which obviously I'm still upset about. Like, how does he value a quarter of the club so high? It's disgusting, but it's fine. You know, small steps. We're getting there slowly but surely. At least changes are being made. We've assigned a director of football to now come through and make these very big decisions that you're Richard Arnold, because what the fuck was he actually doing, right? But anyway, that's besides the point. Changes are happening in the club. We were looking quite poor. I actually even switched off from watching football altogether when the year ended. I was just like, I'm not doing this. I respect my mental health. And I was like, I'm not going to do this, sit here and watch my team be held up by Scooby-Doo, who actually held us up just last week already. So there's quite a lot to dig into. But it's been a bit of an emotional roller coaster for me, because it's just like, what are we actually doing? You know, we're looking at City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Spurs, Brighton, Brentford, Newcastle, big dogs now, you know, and the league is a bit tricky. And there was a point where like we were out now of Champions League. We were looking at Onana thinking, oh my God, we they didn't even give Dave a farewell, right? A Man United legend, a keeper who took a while to get into the habits of being a Man United keeper, getting into the flow, because it's a big job. You don't just walk in and become Barthez. You don't just walk in and become Van der Sar. And even both of them, as examples, went through a fair period where they were struggling. You know, Schmeichel as well. Like, there was a good half of a season where they struggled, a full season. Dave took about a year or two to get into it, really. So we were like, okay, cool, Onana. You know, mistake. We're like, it's cool, because ETH decided that he wants to do this. ETH has made some questionable decisions in my book, but I'm still supportive of the manager. I don't think we need to bin him. I think everyone that wants to be like ETH out is stupid, because you're going to repeat the cycle. This needs to be the last manager, and every decision he makes, we need to stick by it, because end of the day, it's happened, we're here. And in the same breath with some of the players that we have, because I was at a point where I'm like, Ragnick said it and said open heart surgery. Open heart surgery needs to happen with this club. And players like Marcus Rashford, for example, I've got beef with him right now. But he's turning it around. But I still kind of still have beef with him. I have massive beef with Scott McTominay. But look, he saved us from a couple of games. So it's like, okay, cool. Onana's in the mix. He basically cost us Champions League, let's be honest. And now it's looking like, oh my days, this Europe is gone. Europe is gone. We're fucked. But we have won our last 4 games, if I'm not mistaken. I'll tell you now. Yes. Wolves, West Ham, Villa, and now Luton. We've won our last 4 games. So we're on a bit of a run. Hey, and now look, I believe, what are we? Yes, we're 3 points off Spurs. We are, 3 points off Spurs. Cheers, sorry, I'm so sorry. 3 points off Spurs and 5 behind Villa. And obviously with the whole potential 5th place being a Champions League spot, we're in a good position now because we kind of are building a bit of form. And Rasmus Højlund right now is on a bit of fire. Garnier is on a bit of fire. Rashford is finally starting to do a little some. Bruno's keeping quiet, which kind of works in our favor. We have Casemiro back. We've got Shaw back. I mean, he did go off injured again today, but hopefully it's nothing serious and he can at least still come back. Varane is here. We got the Butcher back for a game or 2. Unfortunately, we've lost him again, and that's sad because Maguire, I mean, come on. But even him, like last week against Villa, he put on a decent performance. He was arguably really good. So I think it's fair for me to come back and give my account of the situation, account of Wagwan or what I think. So it's not really going to be a rant. It's more a little bit of a celebration. But Sam's rant is coming back. I'm hoping to keep it consistent again this year. Just churn out a video every week. Keep you guys in the loop of what I think. So that's a little bit of what's been happening, what I think. We're not in the best of places, but we're not in the worst of places. Like, it could be a lot worse. We're 6th in the league right now. So it's a bit of a comfortable position to build and continue to build. And so far, 4 games on the win, not bad. We might be out of a lot of trophies, but hey, look, as long as we can secure Europe, because we need Europe. If we don't get Europe, we're in financial fair play danger. Because, I mean, we all know what the Glazers did. I mean, wasn't it a month ago that they already took dividends of the club? Like, what the fuck, guys? Seriously. But alas, let's discuss the game. So, Rasmus, early days, we score quick fast, we say, yeah. We have another one in, I think, 6-7 minutes later? By like 15 minutes, we're already 2-0 up, and we're thinking, okay, cool, game's good to go. We slack a little bit, we get a little bit complacent, get a little bit sloppy, and then we concede. And now it's a mental game, and we have to battle through. And I have to give the lads a bit of credit. Like, Rasmus has been prolific. Garnacio's been on fire, and Kobe Mainu is my favorite player in the world because that boy is a star. He's years above his actual age in terms of his game. He's just crisp as a fucking CDM. He's benching Amrabat, which I thought was going to be the saving grace, with Casemiro being out. But him and Casemiro, Kobe Mainu and Casemiro, works like a charm. It gives Bruno the license to do what he does, and at least now Cass has support, because that was happening, is that Cass was always getting overrun. So at least now with Mainu being in the picture, there's someone there to also help out with the defensive duties, and he's also very calm on the ball, and he's young. We've got really good kids now, and it puts pressure on your Marcus Rashfords and your Antonys to be like, yeah, aware, you had your fair chance, but now look at what the kids are doing, And I mean, with McTominay, he's kind of having a bit of a renaissance in his career, but I think we've all established this, and ETH has finally also established this, where Scott McTominay, Scooby-Doo, is throw him on of the last 20 to go. He's gonna get a header because he's always been better going forward, but he's hide and seek with the bulk of the game being in the center mid. He can't play that role, so we're finally finding a way to use these players, and that's encouraging for me. Dalot's been great. He's just been phenomenal this year, and obviously with Rant the Rolls Royce, he's just class. Maguire, he still almost costs us a game every day. But I mean, he puts in a good performance here and there. It's not the worst option to have. Lindelof at left back is scary, but I mean, with our situation, we let Regulon go back. Where did he go again? He went to, was it Sheffield? I forget. He went somewhere. I forget. I honestly didn't care enough to wonder where he went, but he went somewhere, and obviously we have an issue where we don't have left backs right now. We honestly don't have left backs right now because even our kid at left back is injured. So we're in a tricky situation in terms of our injuries, but we're not that far back, you know, and it's slow but steady progress. At least it's progress nonetheless. And that's a fortunate place that we find ourselves in. So this is just me touching base with y'all. It's okay. It's okay. Arsenal is looking petrifying, worrisome. We're not even going to talk about them. Chelsea held City to a draw. Well done, Chelsea. I actually watched that game. I've been getting back into football for a bit. I watched that game. Chelsea, well done, to be fair, because no one just goes to the Etihad and stops them. Liverpool is looking like they're kind of finding themselves, you know, and even with the news of Klopp leaving at the end of the season, they're still keeping it together, you know. So they're dangerous. And with Spurs are tricky because, I mean, there's still Son, you know, and Son has got a point to prove, I think, this year. Because it's just like Kane is gone now. It's up to you. And he has to now take that mantle on. Can he handle it? Can he put the team on his shoulder type of a vibe, you know, which will be interesting. And with the coach that they have with Ange, they look like a very dangerous team. And it's very tricky to think that we might be able to squeeze in a European spot. But hey, if we're lucky, if we just keep ourselves on this run of form and we don't get any more injuries, we keep Cass fit, we keep Shaw fit, Kobe Mino we cannot afford to lose him. If we keep these lads fit, we've got a really fair chat. And yeah, we won't look as bad. I mean, look, it's bad. Let's be honest, it's bad. We have set our standards so low that we are happy just to qualify for the what? This is like the 12th, 13th year now, you know, since Alex left, where we have set the standard where it's okay. But what I'm happy about now, though, is that with Sir Jim coming in and him making senior positional changes, different directions can be taken. I'm hoping that Mr. Barada can come through and shift the direction of the club. Let's try and absorb that Brighton mentality and let's look at the youth that we have, because we've got some brilliant youth right now. We already let go of James Garnier, who was supposed to be, imagine a James Garnier and Kobe Mino, because obviously Cass is, as much as Cass is old. So what happens in a year or two? You know, now we have to go out and go find the next guy. But maybe Amrabat might stay and he can hold down the fort as the senior holding midfielder, because games are won and lost in the midfield, right? If we can just keep that midfield battle solid, we have a chance to build a team. And I'm not going to lie to you, I think with Rashford is the one that really hurts me the most, because I think it actually is time for him to move. I think it is time for us to let him go, because I think he's caught between a rock and a hard place, because right now he's being outshunned by your Garnachos. You know, Hoyland is starting to come into his own, and it's just going to be that it's going to put more pressure on him to still remind everyone that he's still Marcus Rashford, MBE, the star man, and that's not what we need right now. We need him to be a team player. It's not Marcus Rashford's team, you know what I mean? It needs to be a thing that he needs to make that decision for himself, where he's going to be like, look, I'm the senior of these lads, even though I'm still also just, he's not a lad anymore. He's experienced, but he's still young. He still has years on him. You know, but he needs to be the person that puts Anthony on his shoulder. He needs to be the person that grabs Garnacho and Mino while it's early and says, yo, lads, this is Wagwan. This is what it means to be a Man United player, which I think he's forgotten for the longest time, because he just thinks that it's up to him, and it's not. Yes, you are the boy wonder. You know, you're exactly what the Busby Babes is all about. You're the kid that came through the youth academy. You're wearing the 10. You are basically a senior member of the club. You are him, bro. You don't have to be him on the pitch by making selfish decisions and shooting when you should pass, you know. And even like today he whipped out. Like, this is the thing I hate the most about Rashford. Rashford's got that Ronaldo technique with his shooting and his passing, where it's kind of like a knuckleball with a bit of cheeky spin, like a little bit of backspin. Pristine. One of the passes he released in the second half, beautiful. Deep within his first half, he just said, ting! Bit of cheeky backspin for Garnacho. Garnacho lays it out. Rashford should have got his hat-trick on that pass. It was brilliant. And it's like, Rashford, why can't you do this all the time, bro? You know, same thing with Bruno. It's like, bruh, you don't have to, dog. Sometimes just pass the ball. Even if it means we recycle, it's fine. It's okay to recycle. We don't always have to play this counter-attacking shit. Because that's all we do. We're dangerous on the counter-attack, but if we fail with the counter-attack, we don't know how to recycle and dissect a team, and that grinds my tits. Because that's one of the reasons why we bought Sancho, right? We bought Sancho for that reason. We spent 75 million on Sancho. We just sent him back. We just sent him back. What did we pay for? We spent 2 seasons chasing him. What the, for fuck's sakes. These are the things that I'm hoping will change with someone like Mr. Barada coming through, because now when we sign and we recruit based on the plan that our coach has in place. We believe in the project. No more Paul Pogbas, no more Angel Di Marias, no more Jadon Sanchez for 75 mil. We buy young, we buy Anthony at 50 mil, not at 75, because that was another mistake we made. Anthony was never a 70 mil player, guys. He was never. We had a chance to buy him at the beginning of the season, last year, early transfer window days. When we were still busy with Ronaldo, we had a chance to buy Anthony. But no, what did your fucking boys, Richard Arnold and David Merter do? Sorry, not David Merter, Paul Merter do? Dilly-dally. And now, because Ajax was like, you guys have stripped my team already. You took our coach, you took 2 of our players, and now you want Anthony. Fuck that, 70 mil. Now we're paying 70 mil. For a player that's not worth 70 mil. And then we wonder why he's got the pressure. We wonder why we bought a player that we thought was going to light up the league, and everyone's already figured him out because all he has is 1 foot. It's infuriating. It's really, really infuriating. And this could have all been avoided if we had a director of football that just said, Eric, I understand you want Anthony. Great. But do you not have another player, another profile of player? You know, because obviously Eric is just like, no one is looking. So he just trusts what he knows. Hence all the Ajax players. Hence the fucking hard-on for De Jong at Barca. It's just like, I've seen him, I've coached him, I've worked with him, I trust him, I want him, because you guys don't know what else you want. And I don't have time to be scouting. This is Man United. This is not we can't afford to be out of Europe for a year. Being out of Europe for a year is a problem for a club like Man United, because we are the greatest club in the world. It's a big fucking deal if we're missing Europe. You know what I mean? So now it's extra pressure. As soon as I walk into the doors, it's extra pressure. I can't afford that. And if we don't have a structure in place from top down to fix these issues, these legacy issues, we need to get rid of people on the big contracts. Your Harry Maguires, your Marcus Rashfords, your Jadon Sanchos, your Anthony Martials. Like, Martial is injured again. My man's gonna run out his contract injured. I mean, okay, to be fair, he probably actually is injured, because like, if you sneeze near him, he breaks. But it's just like, again, that's how much money are you spending on his wages alone, and he's not even playing. You know what I mean? And yeah, bro, if I'm him, if you're gonna say, okay, I'm gonna loan you out to Smangmang at fucking League or whatever, but you have to take a 35% pay cut, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no, rock up a training, because then you can't penalize me, get hurt, and then just boom. I'm just gonna chill and just take my bag, and then leave as a free agent, where I'll get more money from a signing on fee and go revitalize my career elsewhere. Because Man United is so focused on fucking commercial and media that we forget about the core fundamentals of football. Let's look at our kids, let's take our seniors, let's groom our kids, and let's get the process going once again. We pride ourselves on youth development, and now we've got a chance, because we've got 2 kids straight from our academy. Garnacho, Mainu, straight from our academy, that are already proving to be vital pieces in our future. Eric, if you ever get the chance to see this video, my man, all I'm saying is, go watch them kids play. Put your Marcus Rashfords and your Bruno Fernandez's in the corner and say, yo, big man, you guys are leaders. Teach these kids. Teach these kids. Teach them not to play with ego the way that you play with ego, because I understand. I get it, Marcus. I get it. You're in MBE. I get it, bro. You're wearing the jersey number 10 of the league. I get it, bro. I get it. But pass on your knowledge. Pass on your skills. Because when we had Chris was doing the same thing. Passing on knowledge, passing on skill. Chris didn't care. But he had the pedigree. He'd already earned the pedigree to tell me to fuck off. Obviously, I'm speaking as Eric now. He had the pedigree because he's Literally the greatest player to ever live. Okay, not ever live, but he's the GOAT. I mean, he fought with a doping midget for like fucking 10 years. Give him a break. He deserves a little bit of sway. So, you know, put them in a corner, tell them, yo, this is Wagwan, this is what I think, bro. And perhaps then it will change perspective. Otherwise, let's part ways amicably. Because my thing is, I think we should cash in on Rashford at this point. He's worth money. Because he's still a fucking talent. We just sell him to like fucking Bayern or PSG or something. We just send him far away, get as much as we can get from, and we just move on. We literally just move on. We call it a day and we charge it to the game. Bruno, I don't know sometimes. Hey, Bruno, hey. Am I hearing a whistle? I think it's my neighbors. Anywho, Bruno is tricky because if we don't have Bruno, then who do we put there, you know? We don't actually have anyone to put there. Like with Rashford, we can put in Diallo. I mean, we still have Palestri, even though we sent him out on loan again. We can put people there, you know? Put Garnacho, put in Anthony. Like we could find a way, but with Bruno, we don't really have anyone. Because Eriksen, let's be honest, guys, Eriksen doesn't have the legs for it anymore. And the one thing that Bruno does is run. Bruno he leaves everything on the pitch, and that's the one thing I admire about him. That's why I have no qualms with him having the armband. I'm actually pleased that we took the stance and we took it off Maguire. And we gave it to Bruno because Bruno, he's like me, hard on sleeve, and he just goes for it. The problem with Bruno is that sometimes I just wish you could get a little bit of Mesut Ozil in you and just make that extra pass, bro, because you've got the ability to do so, you know? Sometimes it feels a little bit selfish, and it's just like, bro, come on, you know? People like Rashford will run the whole fucking game, bro. Running that graveyard shift that it is to be a Man United striker and not even get a sniff, but the moment he gets one, boom, go. All because you decided you shot, it rebounded off someone and he was just in the right place, right time, and he scored. If you just passed it to him, he could have scored earlier. Who knows? Anyway, okay, that's them. Let's talk about Onana now. So, Onana, look, over the past 2 games that I watched, because I didn't watch the Wolves and West Ham games. I didn't watch those. I only watched from Aston Villa and today against Luton. He's looking a little bit better. I think maybe now after having kind of cocked up in the Champions League, and now he's like, okay, fuck, I need to get my shit together. You know, I don't know if maybe Eric pulled him aside, but like, okay, look, bro, look, it's done, it's happened. Let's just focus on the league. Just focus on your game. Don't worry about the noise. He's looking a little bit better, but I still have like a little bit of a sore spot because I love Dave. Dave saves? Love that guy. We should have at least given him a farewell. And it's just like we lost him for free. We spent 50 plus mil for you, and all you've done is just cost us. You've cost us Europe, you've cost us goals, you've cost us position in the league, and now it's a fight. But end of the day, you are a Man United player, and I'm gonna back you. He's starting to come into his own, and I'm gonna support that. And it's tough, but I mean, even with McTominay, like Scooby-Doo, as much as like hate is a strong word, but I don't like how he's allowed to just come onto the pitch in the last 20 minutes and save us, and that's okay. We just forgive everything else that he's done. You know, it's just like, bro, he should have left a long time ago. Like, we lost James Garnier, who should have been the replacement to Scott McTominay, because now, okay, fine, Kobe Mino gets injured. We put Scott back on? Can't, bro. You know, it can't be that, dude. Especially because James Garnier was young and he's a talent. And if you actually go and watch him, boy is solid. He just needs a little bit more game time. Scott McTominay's had like 6 years of game time, you know? And then it brings me conveniently to a cheeky little number 7 that we have that I don't even think I've seen him play. Okay, I'm lying. I've obviously seen him play. He's been shit. You can say he's adjusting to the team, but fuck it. Mason Mount, Eric Eric, you need to explain that one to me. You need to sit me down over a glass of whiskey and explain that one to me because I don't understand. And if the reason is not because of the England quota, how you have to have a certain amount of English players in your team, if that's not the reason, if that is not the reason, put on your boxing gloves and fight me. Seriously, because what the fuck, bro? What the actual fuck? You spent the whole year's budget on that guy. He's been injured, he's been shit, and he's wearing the most important jersey number of the fucking team. Make it make sense. Make Mason Mount make sense. I need someone to sit me down and explain to me how he benefits our team. Because then, unless you're telling me we're benching Bruno, which we're not going to do, that would be stupid, all we'll end up doing is shifting Bruno out to the right like we always do. We'll play Mason Mount in the center. What is he actually bringing to the team? Because Bruno on the right is not effective. Well, not that he's not effective. He's not as effective as he is in the center. So we're weakening ourselves to accommodate Mason Mount. For what? For what, actually? He's a Chelsea spy. It's a ploy. And the worst part about this is the problem about Man United is because we look at the money, the shirt sales. Oh, Mason Mount, prospect. Mason Mount has been a prospect for like fucking 15 years. Okay, not 15 years, obviously. But he's been a prospect since Chelsea. Okay, honest, I believe about 4 or 5 years he's been a prospect at Chelsea. A prospect. He's been eating bench. Tell me why. Tell me why in Big Blue London is the man eating bench. Tell me why. Make it make sense. Tell me why. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heart. Hey, tell me why. Sorry. I for the life of me, I don't understand. I actually don't understand, and I'm vexed about it because we spent so much money. We should have bought Amrabat before we bought Mount. Maybe if we had 2 holding midfielders, Cass might have not got injured. We could have had a better bunch of results at the beginning of the season. Could have been in a better situation. We could have been in the top 3. Because if we had this same kind of momentum where we can grind out results, doesn't matter the circumstances, doesn't matter who's injured, who's fit, who knows where we could be. Tell me why Mason Mount is in our team. And again, for bonus marks, tell me why he's wearing the jersey number 7. Someone please tell me why. From Chris, especially. From Chris. Put on your boxing gloves and fight me, Eric. Put on your boxing gloves and fight me. Unless the Glazers put a gun to your head, I don't want to know, bro. I don't want to know. Because it makes no sense. And even today, he's still not fit. How? Why? Who kicked him? Did someone at Man United find out his secret and they just decided to just drop kick him and now he's really hurt? Well, go on. Someone tell me, please. For fuck's sakes, man. And then the last one I'm going to vent about is Johnny Evans. You know, when I heard that signing, I literally almost passed away. I was like, Johnny Evans? You mean Harry Maguire before we had Harry Maguire? Because Johnny used to cost us penalties, own goals. Literally, he was Harry Maguire before Harry Maguire now. And yet, second time coming, he's coming clutch. I'm not going to lie. Johnny, props, bro. Props. The one thing I've learned is that you can't always just write a player off because end of the day, hey man, you can always turn it around and hey, as long as you're wearing that big red shirt, I'm gonna support you, right? So even today, he's been solid. As the Villa as well, he's been solid, he's been okay, he's been decent, he's been coming through clutch, he's coming with experience, you know? And it's just like, it's refreshing, but it's also just like, bro, we could have signed Kim, what's his name? Kim Eun-jae, I believe. He went to Bayern, I think, from he was in Italy, if I'm not mistaken. I forget where. But I think he's like 22, 23. We could have signed him, and he was keen to come to the club. Obviously, our director of football, fucking useless cunt, didn't do anything. Busy, has a hard-on for fucking Mason Mount, and then we lose the opportunity, and now we're settling for a Johnny Evans. So, Johnny, I know it's not your fault, but come on, bro. We could have had Varane, Martinez, Kim Smang Mang. I'm sorry, I feel so bad because now I don't even remember the lad's name. We could have had him. Actually, hold on. I'll tell you who it is. Hold on. Kim Min-jae. Yes. He currently plays for Bayern, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he went to Bayern. Oh, he's 27. Whoopsie. Well, he's younger than Johnny Evans, but still. He was solid. He was solid. He came from Napoli. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, it was when we were still also looking for Osimhen. Before we even thought about Hoyland, we were still looking at Osimhen as a striker. And it's like, bruh, Paul Merter, what the fuck are you doing, dude? What are you doing? Richard Arnold, talk to him. What's going on? What's going on? You know? Fuck's sakes. I hate this club so much, but I love it with my heart and my soul. It's just so fucking infuriating. But hopefully, we are starting to turn it around. And look, man, it's game week 25 that we just played, right? We've just played our 25th game. So having played our 25th game, 4 wins in the bounce, I think we've got good momentum. Who's our next fixture? Our next fixture is Fulham. That should be a dub. That should be 5 from the bounce, bro. Spurs have got Chelsea. Ooh. To be decided, though, apparently. Liverpool's got Luton. Man City's got Brentford. That's a good game to watch as well. But what we need is a Chelsea. If Chelsea could win, I actually wouldn't be too vexed because Chelsea are quite far behind us. So Chelsea could win and they could do us a favor. And if we win, now we're tied with Spurs. And now suddenly it gets a little bit extra juicy. I wouldn't mind that at all. And hopefully, like I say, we can just continue on the bounce. And the aim is just to finish the season strong. I've already charged the season. I just want to get into Europe. If we can just push on and just get into Europe, I can sleep easy at night. I'll be a very happy camper. And hopefully, Sir Jim Beglin, oh my goodness, I can't speak today. Sir Jim Ratcliffe. So Jim Ratcliffe can come through, Mr. Omar Barada can come through, and we can make these necessary changes because obviously the window's closed. So we have to use what we have, and hopefully, and I pray and hope we can actually just make a strong push and get into the Champions League place, yo. And come the summer window, we need to make a lot of big decisions. People's contracts need to either get cut, some people can't get renewed, people need to get sold, and we need to revitalize and continue this open heart surgery that we're doing on the club. And from next year onwards, go through the rebuild that your Chelsea went through, go through the rebuild that I think Liverpool also kind of did as well, to be fair. City just had money, so they didn't really... I mean, Chelsea also kind of had money, but they did... You saw their rebuilding kind of happen. With City, it was kind of just like this because they had too much money. Actually, funny enough, we still haven't heard about the penalties that apparently they're going to suffer. Because I think the EPL is trying to make sure that their case is as strong as possible, which means City might also face relegation. We're still waiting to hear about that. We heard about it, I think about maybe just under a month ago, maybe 3-4 weeks back, possibly somewhere there. We did hear murmurs about the EPL has got some really strong charges or a good case against them that we're waiting to hear about. And yeah, let's see what happens there. Hey, because then if we're lucky, we might just get boosted up into that. Liverpool will get angry because then they might win the title off that, which would suck. Obviously, no one wants to see stuff like that. But I wouldn't mind a cheeky Man City get relegated. I'd be chill. Fucking shut the noisy neighbors up, yo. Sorry, it's petty, but hey, I'm in turmoil. Let me. Anyway, that's been Sam's rant. I think let's kill it there. Let's charge it there. It's been a while, but I'm gonna try my utmost best to keep these consistent. And yeah, I hope to catch you guys in the next one. Also, keep an eye out. I am working on my editing skills for the gaming side of this, Sam's Jams, and hopefully that does also become consistent. It's been a while settling in and getting in. The place has been a journey and a challenge, but me and the missus have settled in quite nice. So I think from here on forth, hopefully I'm able to churn these out with more consistency. Maybe I'll put myself in one of the rooms, make a little office thing and not be like in the living room, so to limit the echo. But hopefully these get better and you enjoy them more. And as always, if you made it this far, bless, thank you. And I'll catch you on the next one. This is Sam signing out. Deuce. I should fuck her in the Benz.